my name is Brandon Pacillo. I'll be discussing about the topic of forms of energy found on Earth. Let's first start talking about the forms of energy. There are 9 forms of energy, which are kinetic energy, potential energy, thermal or heat energy, chemical energy, electrochemical energy, electromagnetic energy, sound energy, and nuclear energy. I'll be talking about the main ones, which are kinetic energy, potential energy, thermal energy, chemical energy, and sound energy. Kinetic energy is basically energy possessed by an object due to its motion or movement. I'll show right here in the example. Okay, the next form of energy we'll be talking about is potential energy. The meaning of this form of energy is the energy of a particle or system derived from place or condition, rather than motion. A good example of this is when you have a cold spring in your hand. If it's released, the spring would gain kinetic energy, so it would fling off your hand. There was many energy obtained while you held a cold spring in your fingers. Another important form of energy is thermal, or in other words, heat energy. This energy appears when there is a form of energy which transfers within particles in a substance by means of kinetic energy of those particles. For example, let's say you have a hot cup of chocolate in your hand in a warm winter day. The particles in the hot chocolate are moving and vibrating since the drink is at a high temperature. The hotter the drink is, the more thermal energy the drink has, or in other types of matter. And chemical energy is probably the easiest form of energy to learn about. When burned, many objects release this form of energy. The definition of this term is potential or chemical of a chemical substance to experience a transformation through a chemical reaction or to transform other chemical substances. Let's say you're on a camping trip with your family in the middle of the woods. You need a lighter and a cooking source. You start gathering firewood and you need now the fire starts to turn to ash. The potential energy in the wood gets released to chemical energy when it is burned. The last main form of energy I'll be discussing is sound energy. This form of energy is basically the movement of energy through substances in longitudinal waves. A good example of this is when you are in a party. There's music playing in the background while you talk to your friends. The music is being transferred with sound energy, which gets the energy and moves it around with wavelengths. The higher the sound, the higher the wavelength. Okay, the second topic I'll be talking about is properties of energy. In the concept of energy, there are properties of students to focus on. These are the 4 properties. Energy can be transferred from one object to another. Energy comes in many different forms, which can generally be divided into potential of kinetic energy. Energy can be converted from any one of these forms into another, and vice versa. Energy is never created or destroyed. This is important to learn about. This is called the first law of thermodynamics. The third topic that I'll be talking about is how energy is converted. There are 3 ways of how to convert energy from one to another. The first is through the action of forces, which has 3 special cases that are included. They are by gravitational forces, electric and magnetic force fields, and by frictional forces. Another way of how to convert energy from one force to another is when atoms absorb or emit photons of light, which can create 3 effects of their photons, with their photothermal effect, photoelectric effect, and photochemical effect. The last way energy can be converted from one force to another is when nuclear reactions occur. That's the end of my video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned as much as I learned while making this video.